Time now to, speaking of tuning in, here's Mr. Burt Grossman to the main stage. Burt, a former San Diego Charger, but now one of the leading opinion makers of our time. Burt,
yes.
How are you doing?
I am doing great. It's so good to be back.
The big news of the week, the passing of Alex Spanos. You're one of the few people I know who actually sat across the negotiating table for Mr. Spanos. What was that like?
It was interesting. He was old school, hard nosed. I'm wearing black today just for to show respect. But I mean, I loved him to death. I think part of the problem is with his legacy is it's almost like The Godfather. Everybody loved Don Corleone, but Fredo was still his son. So you got like this little mix. But it's true. But you don't judge him by his son. But he was a great guy. Everything was up front. Everything was forward. You always knew where you stood, and he was fair.
How does his passing? You are now actively involved in the Alex Spanos All-Star Game. I don't know what edition it is. It's the longest-running All-Star Game of its type. How is it going to affect the game?
Nobody really knows, to be honest with you, going forward. And it's kind of been a year-to-year deal since they moved out. And hopefully, they also do in Orange County. Hopefully, eventually we can merge and play each other and keep it as the Alex Spanos game.
What a home-and-home series would that would take it to a whole different level. 65 days out, it's important as a member of the community. You got a little publicity. This is the watch list. Some of the kids that are being considered. Some have committed. Some won't play. Some will. Tell us about, you guys are really going after kids this year, right?
We are actually, and we've gone to social media. We want to bring it back and make it the premier game, and partly because of Alex Spanos. I think everybody respected him regardless of what happened. But we have our selection next week for the kids. The Chargers have actually reached out and invited kids personally. So we're trying to integrate them a little more and then hopefully move towards the LA thing.
Those are all the kids that are being considered. Here are the 24 kids that are the elite 24 that are getting contacted. If you can get half those kids, you're going to have quite the game.
Yeah, that would be great if we can get half.
Now, do colleges tell the kids that, like they're a D1 recruit not to play in All-Star games?
I don't think so. I mean, I can't remember the last time I read about a kid getting hurt in an All-Star game and actually, losing a scholarship. So I don't think they do that. And it's not, there's no big hits. There's rules to not get hurt. It's more a fun week for the kids, the last hurrah.
Football.
Yeah, that's true.
That's what Lloyd's of London is for. The CIF commissioner up in the southern section, basically Jerry Schneep's counterpart here in San Diego, is talking about really... He's trying to crack down on parents fudging addresses and whatnot and trying to tighten up the transfer rule. Is that how you play it here? I mean, are those rules going to come to San Diego?
I don't think so. I mean, again, that section is 1,000 schools. Our section, San Diego, is 100 schools. People don't realize CIF doesn't actually enforce these rules. They put it on the schools and the districts and the sites individually to do it, and they hear the appeals. There's really not that much manpower to do it. And like prohibition, the more you tell somebody no, the more ways they find to actually do it. So, I mean, the rates have not gone down in transfers around here forever. And they continually change the mold, but nothing changes.
Let's change to happier times. Coming up, you are a member of the Prep Pigskin Report, actually a starring member.
I am.
But you are not a part of the Player of the Year committee. That'll probably happen next year when you get your promotion. Well, just because we didn't think you were kind of a fly-by-night guy. But you did want to project your finalists. You took 6 slots. You're only supposed to take 5, but you took 6. Tell us why you went with these kids.
Keeney Christian, obviously, well, most of these kids I've seen play, to be honest with you, except McClendon, but his numbers speak for themselves. Elian Noah's probably the one that I like the best, and I know he's a junior. I know, but you don't see many kids that dominate and make a difference on both sides of the ball, and being that skilled and actually being one of the toughest kids in the county, too. I got to see him play twice and couldn't tell you how impressed I was. Sean Palma, same thing. J.L. Skinner, I just love, too, yeah.
You've seen them all play from the side.
I have.
I came out with my Week 9 Hog blog talking about the Iron Hog Award. That is even a tougher award because you have to pick just one kid. Who's the offensive or defensive lineman that has tripped your trigger the most this year?
You know what? It was going to be the kid from Torrey Pines, but then Alvarez from Helix. I watched him play twice. He plays both sides of the ball. He's great. But the difference was I saw him in a game where he was actually a leader on the sideline. If kids got out of hand, said anything negative, he'd go bring them up, pull them back in. So just the leadership role, I think he kind of sold me on that. But I like Sanchez at Eastlake, too.
The Aztecs are playing on Friday night. The NFL's playing on Thursday night. College is also playing on Thursday night. What's the bigger sin against mankind? Who has gone out of their lane the worst?
I think the NFL's going out of their lane the worst. I don't like Thursday night football. I mean, Monday night's great. Sunday night, they kind of threw that on us, the full thing. But Thursday night's a little too much. I just don't see it.
5 seconds. Your
Yes.
Mount Rushmore of NFL quarterbacks. We had Drew Brees set the record. Is he on your Mount Rushmore?
Absolutely.
The other
Drew Brees, John Elway, Joe Montana, Tom Brady.
All right. That is it for the KUSI News at 5 p.m. Burt, get home safely. We'll see you on the PPR in a couple weeks. This is it. Well, we'll see you at 6 p.m. The KUSI News at 6 p.m. is coming around the bend next.